Hello, this is Ankit Alex Hansda. You are 15 CS258, and I'm making this video for the third experiment of the database lab. The main aim of this experiment is to get familiar with aggregate functions. So, for application of this program, we will implement these three tables, that is deposit table, and enter these values. I've already made these tables and entered these values, that is deposit table, branch table, customer table, and borrow table. So the first is so we have to find the total sum of loan, total amount of loan in the borrow table. So for that we have this query we should use, and the aggregate function we are using here is sum. So it is select sum, and we have to give the which column we have to take out the sum of. So here the column is amount, and from which table. So from borrow. So as you can see, the total amount, the sum of the amount column has been calculated and is displayed here in a column named sum amount. So this is the sum aggregate function. Similarly, we can do that for deposit, for calculating the total deposit done by depositors, and also the total loan taken from Andheri. So in this particular query, we have also given a condition, that is where B name is Andheri. So only those columns will be selected, and the sum of those particular rows will be displayed. So we can give the condition here, uh, select some borrow, and we can give a condition with where clause, where B name is equals to Andheri. So it will give the total of all the amount which are in the which have B name of Andheri. So currently there are no rows with Andheri as B name in that table, so the sum is shown as null because there is none. Going on to the next program, the next query. It's the same here, but here just we have find the sum with condition of date, and if the date is greater than this particular date, and in this one we have to find the total deposit of customer living in city Nagpur. So it's similar to this query only, just we have to just it's in the deposit table, and the condition is where C name is Nagpur. Next is max. So this aggregate function finds the maximum value in the particular column. So here we have to find the maximum of amount in deposit table, where the city is Bombay. So let's find out that. So for that the query here is select amount. So here, since we are comparing from the amount column, from which table, which is deposit, and also from branch table, because the values are from two tables, where so as you can see, the maximum is shown as 7,000, because that particular maximum amount, that is 7,000, is selected from the deposit amount where the city is Bombay. Now moving on, next aggregate function is count. So count, what it does is it counts the number of columns, or number of iterations in a table according to the conditions. So here we just find the total number of branch cities. So we can do select count the number of branch cities. So here branches with distinct cities, like distinct. Select count of distinct cities in the branch section, branch table. So it will count the number of distinct cities in the branch table and print it. So as you can see, here it is four. It is four. There are four distinct cities input in the column, in the city column of district table. Similarly, we can apply this in customer also for finding the total number of customers. And next is order by. uh, so order by prints the columns input and the column data in the order of whatever condition you give, like here it's in given of order by name, so this will be sorted and will be printed according to alphabetic order. For example, from deposit table and order by name. So as you can see, the depositors, the branch name and the amount is printed according to their alphabetic order. Next, we can also give conditions in this uh, order by command, sorry, clause. Like as you can see in this query, we have given a condition where a date is greater than 1 Jan 96. Now this is again the count aggregate function which you use to find the numbers of customer. Here we can also use, there is a new clause that we see here, that is group by. So what is group by is does that it uh, groups the columns according to whatever condition you give, and implements the function that you gave according to the group. For example, here we have to find the number of depositors according to their branch, so grouped by their branch. So we can do this by this particular query. Select count C name, that is customer names, and the branch names from deposit grouped by B name. So it's being grouped by B name, so as you can see. So it gives all the branches that are in the table, and it counts the number of customers according to the branches. So we are again using max to find the maximum loan in the branch VCRE. We can either use group by, or we can use this condition B by name. And next is so here we have to compare branches by which are grouped together and which have deposit more than 4,000. For that we are giving a condition here. So first we are selecting B names which are grouped by B name, and we are giving a condition that sum of those amounts of those branch names should be greater than 4,000 by using a having clause. Now we are moving on to the string handling functions. So these are used to handle the strings or strings of data which we get from the table. So first is length. So this length calculates the length of the string which we get. For example, we can show here, select length dbms So dual is a base table. So this calculates the length of the string DBMS. Next is uppercase. Using this uppercase, we can convert all the lowercase, lowercase strings into uppercase. That is all capital letters. Uh, capital letters. Next is substring. So substring, what it does is it extracts a part of a string. For example, if we do this in this DBMS, if you can take select substring. So first you have to give the string that we need to uh, select it from, and its starting position, and its ending position. So starting position and the length of things here to take. So the 2 and 1. So it should extract M. Sorry. Sorry, the command is actually sub str. My mistake. So as you can see, it selects only DB. So it goes to 1, goes to BB in second position, and then selects only one string from this. Uh, next here is a prefix. So we can add a prefix to any columns using the command lpad. So we have to select lpad, and in the lpad command, and inside this we have to give the string that we want to have prefix in, and and what we have to enter, and how much the final length of the result how much should be the final length of the result. Okay. uh, so next is sorting. So for sort we will use the order by, which we have already discussed, and this is accessing the date of the real-time date of the system, and real-time date of the system and display it. For that we will use add months and from the system date. So if I type now, so this will select the system date and display it. So as you can see, today's date is 8 Jan 18, so it displays the today's date. So and the last is rounding or truncating value. So this is used to round a decimal value to its closest closest real value, in real closest real value. So for that we can use round or truncate. So round, what it does is it rounds off to the closest. So for example, it's 5.6, then it will give 6. But what truncate does is that it just removes the decimal part. So even if it's 5.9, it will just display 5. For example, we can do this. We will give a random value. So as you can see, 16 has been displayed. Now if I try truncating it, so it should give 15. So as you can see, it just removes the decimal part of the of the data. So that's it for the for this experiment. Thank you for watching.